What it is, it's your boy Young Kidz representing. Y'all already know what it is. Yeah. What up?
You're tuned in to the one and only, the Strategize Network, TSN.
You feel me? Right now I'm kicking them Hollywood Red, you feel me?
Sean J, 229 Fleetwood represent Philmont Red. Hollywood Red.
We go from Jagged Edge, I'm in the building. Y'all know what time it is. When I'm in Florida, I'm chilling with my main homeboy, my real homeboy, my dog. You understand me? Hollywood Red. Please believe it. Hey, let's get ready to bust it down. Bust it down!
Hollywood Red shows your boy French Montana live in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's another Friday night. Yeah, you feel me?
Sean J, 229 Fleetwood represent Philmont Red. Hollywood Red.
And it is he, and he is I, Mr. Hollywood. I am that guy, and this is the Hollywood Red Show, exclusively on the Strategize Network, thestrategizenetwork.com. Before I get too beyond myself, I want to introduce our guest for tonight. Now, Nat, am I giving you your name that I see across the screen, or am I going to give Reset with Nat? Is it Natalie Walker?
Natalie Walter.
Yes, ma'am. How you doing?
It's cutting out. It's really choppy.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing. Can you hear me?
You're in the show.
Nat, can you hear me?
Okay, I'm happy to be here.
We playing ping pong. I did hear you, and we're glad to have you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Thank
So
you
I
for
think
having me.
but we're going by Reset with Nat, right?
I don't know. She can hear you, bro.
Yeah, I don't know either. Big Frank, go ahead and pick up where I'm leaving off at, brother. What's going on with you?
Nothing much, man. Chilling in Jacksonville, Duval. It's a nice night. You know how we do on Friday nights. Get to these topics and break down our perspectives.
Man, you've been throwing a few things at me this week, and I think before we get too far beyond ourselves, the title of tonight's show is Kids Off Limits. Before we bring Miss Reset with Nat into the conversation, you put me on to something that I was not really thinking about.
Kids Off Limits.
You know, celebrities and people that have status, they don't really, I don't know, there's no low blows. It ain't like boxing. It ain't like other sports where there's like things that just don't happen. It's kind of like everything is on the plate. Shout out to Slim Cat who just tapped in with us. What's going on, brother?
Hey T.
What's happening, Phil?
But
So sad.
but yeah,
So sad.
are kids really off limits with these celebrities that we seeing? Frank, then I'm gonna let you take it from there, brother.
Well, you know, my perspective is along the spectrum, if you sort of say. Now, Kanye said what he said, and you know he's very opinionated. He's very outspoken. He's always want to cause controversy when it comes to him dropping some merch or dropping an album or whatever it is he's trying to bring to the public. He wants to drum up some attention. He wants those eyeballs all over whatever he's doing. So I know he said what he said to get the conversation started, to get people to start talking about him. But when you look at it from a different perspective, did he lie? And that's the whole thing I go about. There's truth and there's lie. Did he lie? We know. Well, I don't know if you all know on this phone, but I'm very privy to what's, I'm tapped in kind of to the entertainment scene, etc. I read up on different magazines. I mean, on different websites, etc. And Jay-Z twins are on the spectrum. They are, have autism. They are. I mean, did he lie? He didn't lie. And that's why they keep the kids out of the public.
I didn't mean to hit that because I'm not celebrating anybody that has any type of learning disability. But nonetheless, I didn't mean to interrupt you, brother.
No, you good. But that's what that was my whole point. When it comes to beef, I'm not saying that Jay-Z and Kanye or Beyonce have any kind of beef, because like you alluded to, Hollywood, when we had these conversations, Kanye was just, trying to have Beyonce back when it came to the winning the award for best album, and Taylor Swift won it. So, we know that he's an ally, but somewhere along the line they became foes. And now it's come to the point where it's gloves off, everything goes. I don't see him, trying to pull up a drive-by and how they say kids and wives are off limits, kids and grandmas off limits when it comes to street stuff. But this ain't no street beef. This is two entertainers having a difference of opinion, and one is just taking it there and throwing low blows. And that's how it is.
So again, with the idea that kids are being brought into the situation, because I think the second topic that we brought into with this is the Jess Hilarious versus Corey Holcomb, and for me, what really parallels in these two situations is the kids. I don't care what nobody say. Kids are off limits. We're not talking about my kids, they kids, somebody else's kids, or somebody else's kids. So for you, Frank Nitt with the MUZIKhittz. Is there any situation that you would think that kids are off limits? Or is that the norm?
Okay, well, you have to look at it in different ways, in my opinion. And so I say, when it comes to those old school values that we grew up watching our parents uphold, and our seniors and above us in station, yeah, kids are off limits. But now it's a smorgasbord. Everything goes nowadays. Nobody cares about respecting elders. Nobody cares about respecting titles. Nobody cares about respecting their boss. We don't even respect the fact that if you're sitting in a public transportation and an old lady comes up and she don't have a seat to sit down, ain't nobody getting up for her. We have a lack of morals in society nowadays.
Facts.
So when you speak from that perspective, you say that, hey, our kids off limits when it comes to war. And I'm metaphorically speaking, not saying physically that Kanye and Jay-Z are at war, but when it comes to this posting of social media, it's considered, you know what I'm saying? They're considered adversaries right now. So is it all fair in love and war? Absolutely. if I need to talk about somebody's kids to get my point across to make me seem as the victor in this particular match.
Oh my goodness! But
I'm
you
talking about
finna send us all to hell, and I ain't going with you. Let's get back to our guest over here before we get too far. Shout out to Reset with Nat. How you doing?
Hello.
I'm sorry. I don't know it. Now for all the listeners,
How's it going?
Miss Reset with Nat is coming all the way from Canada.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Nat.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you for having me. Yes. Kids are off limits.
And tonight she's gonna be.
I believe that.
She's gonna be blessing us with a few different topics of information, but as you can see on there, her specialties is in insurance advisory, wellness accountability coaching, and also she focuses on education. And before we get started, Nat, what do you see between the U.S. and Canada that may not be the same as what it was since Trump has been voted in the presidency? Do you see the relations? Do you see economy changing? Do you see anything changing between how the way Canada and U.S. relates to each other since the inception of Trump being president again?
I'm sorry, it's cutting. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah, we can hear you, Nat.
Can you hear me well? Okay, because it's cutting out. I can't really speak to that part. I mean, the economy has changed. Pricing of goods and services changed. Political uproar, yes, but for myself, just day by day, just doing what I have to do within my household and educating the people that I am around and the people who are parents and work in education, right? So I don't necessarily get wrapped up in the political. It's more or less, what are we going to do? What are you doing? Because yes, things are happening. We can sit and we can focus on it, but how are you focusing on making sure what you're doing for yourself currently and then also your community, right? So I didn't really
It looks
hear
like
all
it
of
might
the
be a
questions
bad connection on our end.
asking about the climate since Trump has been, yeah.
I think Trump
So
has already
more
cut their sales
or less for myself is just staying in my business, educating the parents. Pardon? I think we have a rough connection here.
I'm not sure what's going on, Reset with Nat. I'm really sorry because it looks like I can hear us without a buffer, but when I'm listening to you, it seems like it's continuing to be some type of latency. Nat, you still with us?
You're You're tuned in to the one and only, the Strategize Network.
Yeah, I can barely hear.
TSN.
And I don't even know if you're hearing me.
I can hear you now. Technology is not on our side right now. Frank Nick, can you hear, brother?
Well, I don't even know
I can
what
hear.
you heard from what you didn't hear, but I mean, you can hear me. See,
Yes.
I can hear you more clear, like when you're talking, the second person. I can't remember your name. I'm sorry, but hope it's cutting in and out. I'm sending you a private chat, Mr. A.
Okay, yeah, I see the messages here. Yeah, it says you can't hear, it keeps cutting out. I do see the messages. One thing for sure, I don't want us with black excellence looking like we being bootleg.
Oh my God!
No. I just don't understand. I never.
Because we know what. Well, that's no shade on you. I'm just speaking on just the whole situation. Because you showed up on time, and you coming long distance. So I really want you to feel appreciated for. Matter of fact, while we getting everything together, I'm gonna speak a little bit of background on how I met Miss RESETwithNAT. We was in a conference together about maybe 2 years ago now. It's been a little bit of time. It seemed like it was about a few months ago, but it's been a little while now. And I got a chance to meet Miss RESETwithNAT. We was both on a mission for our podcasting ambitions. And I brought my wife with me. We were both focused together on what we wanted to do as far as for our brand. And as you can see right now, that's not necessarily the case. This is the Hollywood Red Show. And I'm glad that Miss Nat had the love for a brother to still show up, because initially I think I sold her on the idea that I was going to bring her on the show with me and my wife, but she's in the lion's den with the fellas. So please make sure y'all be nice to Miss RESETwithNAT, because she could have been doing something else, but she came out here with the fellas, and so I appreciate it. But nonetheless, we met.
I appreciate you. I'm sorry the connection's not working out, but it was. I'm hoping we can. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Yeah, I was trying to follow and let you take the lead, but all of a sudden it buffered again. I'm not sure what's going on. I am so sorry. Frank Nick, you still there, brother?
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
So am I.
Yeah, because over here it seems like we're all on there's no buffering going on, but for whatever reason, when I'm getting your response, it just seems like we're not in sync, and I don't know. Let me just do it this way. I wanted you to be on the show very bad, just because we connected during the conference, and I really just want to put you on the spotlight. And because you are a hustler, you got several things going on, and I love your spirit. When we got a chance to connect down in Miami, I mean, you didn't just connect well with my wife, you connected well with me as well. Just to let you know, because I just liked your ambition. I liked I liked your humbleness. I liked how you were there doing it as a one female band, not one man band. I was about to overlook that. But I was really inspired. I was really inspired by seeing how you was hustling, coming all the way from Canada to Miami, and like we speaking the same language. Because right now we still ain't millionaires, but I guarantee we both are running this race and seeing it at the finish line, and not looking for nothing else other than ourselves to be in the way. So for that, I mean, I just want to throw them flowers. Because even David Shands, the creator of the podcasting summit, you've connected with him. So I know you're doing something right.
We need to figure out another way to do this.
We might have to do it on Facebook. I'm gonna have to bring you on my Facebook Live or something, because I'm disappointed that this was not able to meet the mark.
You guys were such a great couple. I'm so sorry.
Well, before we cut off and not be able to get the wealth of information that we were able to get from you, I know it's a delay on your end, so let me be quiet and let me just give the platform to you. If there's anything that you want to say to connect, or even something that we missed, I'm gonna be quiet and let you go ahead and ride out. And shout out to Reset.
Well, aside from the discussion that we were coming in, Hollywood, thank you for taking the time to connect me. And I'm so happy that we attempted. I don't know right now with the technology, but what I do know was when I met you and your wife, it was such a refreshing moment for me. I don't know if you remember, I cried, right? I had tears coming down my eyes.
I sure do.
When I spoke to you both, it was just like a breakthrough moment for me in recognizing my own reset. As much as I work with others, my brand was birthed because of my own journey, right? So I just want to let people know that with everything you do, it doesn't mean that the tough times will always be there. There's always going to be hard times, but it doesn't mean that you need to stop or you need to stay stressed. Find your strength. Refocus, educate yourself, get a strategy in place, set time to execute, and then there's going to be a transformation and patience in the journey. I believe in faith. I believe that I met Hollywood and his wife at a time in my life, and it was important. So whether you believe in a higher power or not, have some type of faith and believe in your journey. And sometimes what you're going through in the moment has nothing to do with where you're going to end up. The only thing I can say is that keep trying and you stay focused. Things will happen no matter what's going on with the economy. We got to keep fighting. There's people right now who are having their breakthroughs because you know what? They started and they kept going no matter what was going on in their lives, right? So the thing is, we have to do that. We have to do that. You're a parent. I want to encourage anyone that doesn't have their life insurance to go ahead and look into that. get that financial protection in place. Make sure that you're spending time with your children no matter what. I know social media is there, families, because of social media. Take time to spend and get to know your children. Let them get to know you. No matter if you're working multiple jobs, say 5 to 10 minutes with them and have that family connection with your spouse. Right now, I'm building a wellness community because I work in education. And that community is just to support educators and parents so we can build a bridge. We can build a connection. That way, as educators, we feel supported parents, and parents can feel supported by educators. But at the end of the day and at the core of it all, we should be on our individual wellness journey, whether it is a mental journey, a physical journey, or a financial journey, right? Yeah, that's me summarizing a little bit of what it is that I do. It is a little bit of overlapping things, but I'm really feeling that I'm working in my purpose, right? Hollywood, we are definitely going to reconnect, and we're going to get another interview. 2 years. We made it this far. We're going to make it. We're going to fully, however it has to get done, we'll figure that out. And anybody that is of faith, stay focused, and always follow through. My name is Natalie Walters. I'm the founder of RESETwithNAT, and I'm here in Canada. And if you want to follow me on social media, it's at RESETwithNAT. Many blessings. Thank you.
Thank you. And I know we had to cut it short just because of all the technical difficulties that's going on. But I truly want to let you know that I appreciate you. And we are going to get you back here so we can get that wealth of knowledge that I know that you guys just poured out.
Thank you.
You said, how can you watch it? Yes, ma'am. We're on anything thestrategizenetwork.com. You can find us on any of those platforms. FrankNet, we're gonna get back to you, brother.
I'm here, brother.
But and shout out to the deacon. He just got into the building. Shout out to Deacon Weasel.
Yes, sir. What's up, fellas, brothers? Hey.
Right.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man. Our first topic that we're gonna touch on is with we started on is kids being off limits, and we were starting with Kanye versus Jay-Z, with Kanye putting his family business out there, and we were segueing it into Corey Holcomb going against Jessica Hilarious.
Oh my God!
And again, I don't know if we really kind of totally identified if kids are off limits. KT, where you at, brother? Because you've been tapped in, but I ain't heard you. Is you talking to you talking to Paul over there?
Hello. Oh my God! What's going on, man?
Well, I told you, bro. You got to stop talking that same like voice when you like making sure your kids check in before the lights go off, like street lights. I know they hate when you call. They be like, he finna answer the phone just like this. It don't matter if I guarantee if you even call and they answer, hello. Bro, you need to stop there, bro. Boy, you need to go ahead and go in your true calling and go ahead and get employed in the Department of Corrections or something, brother. I can't even front. When I talk to you and you answer the phone, I feel like I did something wrong. And I shouldn't feel that way. I'm 45 years old. And when I talk to this guy on the phone, and when he answers the phone, I'm like, why is he talking like that?
Oh my God. Wait, you 45, bro? Yeah. Well, you old, boy.
Hollywood old. Hollywood 43.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you and me finally on the same page, KT, because when we speak on...
not be no 45 years old.
Oh, no, I'm 43, brother.
Okay, I'm
now, when it comes to Frank Nitt, now, he ain't none of them ages.
Wait, Deacon is the oldest on his call.
We ain't talking about him right now. We talking.
We on 51.
Yes, sir.
We ain't talking about the Deacon. You done dug a hole now that you need to go ahead and climb out of because you want to throw shade at me, knowing that no matter how old I am, you older than me.
I beat you in the mile.
Hey man, before I move forward, man, you gonna say rest in peace, young Scooter? Let's keep it like that.
Oh, young Scooter that got murked?
Yeah, he died. He got killed by the Atlanta police today on his birthday. He was 39 years old.
Damn.
Unbelievable. All your...
I'm tired of this.
Everybody,
I was just getting ready to say, everybody that you was referring to me to listen to when we was working with the city, all them boys getting murked.
That's so sad.
Yo, Scooter got murked. The only person that ain't got murked yet is Future. And I ain't wishing no death on him. But everybody you spoke of, because who was Deacon Weasel's good buddy? He just got murked about a year ago.
Which one?
He was from Atlanta too.
Oh, Trouble. Yeah, my brother Trouble.
Trouble.
Yeah, man.
Trouble got murked.
They just sent his murderer to 20 years. They gave his murderer 20 years in prison.
You talking about young Scooter? Yeah, the Jug King.
Yeah, he out of here.
Oh man.
And can I say something, fellas? This is why, like, I don't know if y'all spirit ever be, I guess with me being by myself over here, but my spirit is so weary and tired because of all the stuff that we going through as black males, and what I mean by that is, all these murders, all these deaths, man, that stuff start to affect you.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, you gotta have the right person around you that love you, man. You got, yes, sir. And, and I ain't talking about that Erica Menendez love. I'm talking about somebody who loves you, man. Yes, sir, brother.
Oh my God.
We don't need that. We don't need no Aaron the Plumbers coming in the house with his shirt off to fight.
Oh my
God. I told Hollywood that boy's a clout chaser. It's paying off for him now.
And
you did say that. You did say that.
It's paying off for him now. He with Ray J. He with everybody now.
Boy, he all over the internet. That Negro, he's a internet whore.
Yes, sir. I told Hollywood, this man clout chaser.
It worked. It worked. He doing good, boy. He all on the little YouTube date shows and everything with that Duke in mouth.
Deke, you ready to get into this hot seat? Because it seems like it's getting warmed up. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Yes, sir.
To the one and only, the Strategized Network, PSN.
Y'all might want to hit record for this one, fellas, right here, because Marvin SAPP need to bring his tail. I need all the ushers to close the doors. All the ushers to close, lock the doors. Marvin, you got to bring Marvin SAPP. You got to bring your tail here. Now, fellas, in Hollywood, that ain't nothing but Marvin SAPP hitting the mute button. But Marvin, what you did with that church, you should be ashamed of yourself. You know grandma and them posts. You know that they got a Social Security. Why in the heck would you do that to the church? You made everybody be hostage. Boy, you put everybody on blast. You had me feeling guilty, and I was watching through the internet butt naked. So, brother, why in the hell would you do this, Marvin Sapp? That Rolex you had on, all you had to do was sell that, and you would have got that $40,000 you needed. So for you to never would have made it, I got a song for you, Marvin. Never would have paid it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wouldn't have paid it.
Oh my goodness.
That Negro right there, Marvin Sapp, you and the greedy pastor should be ashamed. You know we struggling. It's an inflation, and you should be god dogging. And them ushers, they need to press charges on you and everything for you in that church. So Marvin Sapp, your ass need to sit in this hot seat, and you need to be prayed for, and you need to sit down. Yes, sir. And it's so bad with you right now. We might have Aaron the plumber come and blow his breath on you and take his shirt off and give you a fade. So yes, sir. That's who we wanted to put in that hot seat. And I didn't even know Marvin Sapp was a pastor. All the residuals he getting from his music, everything for him to beg that congregation, knowing that grandma got a Social Security check. You should be, man, I'm telling y'all. But yeah, Marvin Sapp, did y'all see that video?
Yeah, I saw.
I did.
Like,
close the doors.
Hollywood, what y'all think?
I mean,
I ain't sitting there begging.
You know, the internet is funny, man.
Why would you
I'm not even
like that?
I'm not going to take all of the voices
like,
from the internet.
Shocked the way he begged, like he was an arrogant beggar.
But when you tell me what I need to do,
like, whoa, wait a minute now, no Diddy.
Yeah. When you tell me what I need to do, we got a problem.
No, fellas, brothers.
Frank Net, what you got, brother?
Can you hear, Deacon? Can you hear us?
No, sir.
Look like everybody else is a delay because we had a delay with I'm
over here at Walmart working this old smart shift job.
But it sound like Frank Net, you're on the same page with me, right, brother?
Yeah, I'm on the same page. I think everybody else got a delay or something, man.
KT, you hearing it in the right sequence, or you behind?
It's probably my bad Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we talking right now.
Oh, okay, there we go. Yes, sir, y'all. That's Marvin Sapp, brother, with that bad church internet. You know he put the internet on pause. Yes, I said this man ain't he better be looking Hollywood.
One of y'all pick up wherever you left off
at. Feel about it, though, y'all. I'm holding the church hostage like that.
I'll come last.
He talking Hollywood. You can't hear him? Hollywood.
Yeah, I heard him, but like I say, I don't know if it's a delay because RESETwithNAT, she was like in the same position. So far, me and Frank Net been able to be on the same frequency, and so far I'm hearing you, KT, on that too. So I'm not sure which way to correct it.
So you kept telling us to go, and he still was talking. So you can't hear him right now.
Oh my God!
You heard me?
You sound like you try to throw some shade.
No, I'm saying no. When we was you were telling me and Frank to go, but we
heard all of that.
Huh? That's what I'm saying. He still was talking while you were telling us to talk, so we couldn't talk.
I heard all of that too. What it sounded like was shade on top of shade. I ain't hear nothing progressive out of there. Well, we gonna throw it back over there to Deacon Weasel.
No, but I just felt like he was wrong for that, y'all. The way he begged was just crazy. But I'm listening, brother.
KT, you pick up right behind it, brother. What you take from that?
Man, he'll pass. That's what pastors do. I don't expect nothing less from these pastors. You need that 40K. I went to church one time, and they passed that prayer around 10 times until they got the money.
Say one time.
And they went to begging, and I never went back to church after that. You know.
Now you go to that Satanist church. Didn't you say you saw Tom Cruise in that church that you went to?
Well, Scientology. I was about to be Scientologist, but I ain't had enough money. I couldn't afford to be one. You gotta have money to start talking to that ain't no broke man religion, so I couldn't get in the club. I sure tried to go there. I sure tried to go.
The Rolex he had on his arm cost that much money.
Yeah, but you know how church go, they want to spend other people.
Yep, that Rolex that man was wearing cost $40,000.
Ain't anybody know a little bit more than me about it, because you know he seemed like a
$40K. $40K.
That ain't that much.
And the watch he wore in the video cost $40,000. The Rolex.
Yeah, that thing was diamond studded, boy.
How can he be that bold and arrogant to do that there, man? How?
But you see, this is what turning black men away from the church. You know, they always saying, oh yeah, you know, black women are always in the front pew. They can't find no black husbands, etc., etc. This is the type of foolishness that we see. We can see that. See, black women or women in general are in awe by a man in power, a man that's speaking to them and saying their talking points, giving them the Bible and everything like that. They're going to be in awe. That's what women do. You know what I mean? But when it comes to men, we can see right through that game. And that's why we don't attend these church functions. And they don't understand why we are not compelled to be in those pews and start reading on the Bible. Everybody likes to be at home and get their God the way that they're going to get their God. Because these churches, man, is nothing but these pastors that's wanting to have sex with the women, wanting to take the women pocketbook and not claim the kids that they're making with these women. These pastors are nothing less than modern day charlatans.
Yeah, not all of them, brother. Not all of them. I get you. I hear you.
Give me one. Give me one. Yeah.
The names, if they famous, then the names wouldn't be necessary for me to say. But I'm speaking for the people that's not in the spotlight. I'm speaking for the people that's not in the spotlight, because I know several pastors that ain't famous, that they not living in that same lane. So I can't say all. Just like we can't say all of anything. We can't say all blacks are thugs. Just because the media says that. We can't say all white is racist. So we got to be careful how we say stuff like that.
You're right.
Majority rules, though.
You're right. Exactly. I agree with that.
Majority does rule.
The majority of these pastors are nothing but whole pimping.
Oh my God!
They come with the game, though.
Let's check out this. Let's check out this Marvin Sapp video, man.
Close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Place, but to the restaurant.
Wow. That's funny.
There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching. It's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small machine. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. I actually think $20 is a lot of money. $20, believe it or not, when my late wife, Melinda P. Sapp, was alive, was a good date. I could take her to the movies, buy a box of popcorn, get 1 soda, 2 straws. I wasn't cheap, that's swag. I was looking in her eyes, she's looking in mine. Can't do that no more. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you. Let's see. So put your 20 away, preachers. That 20 wasn't for you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly, I'm gonna have y'all come to the altar and get it, because I need to see 1,000 people moving. Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on take your phone and stick it on on the bucket.
I mean, I think that pretty much did enough for what I was going with that. It's too many ways to interpret that, but we are in the hot seat. So we can throw it back to Deke. What part of what Marvin SAPP said went left and didn't go right?
Yes, sir. And brother, I don't know. I maybe brother. I'm having technical difficulties on my end. I can't hear nothing.
Oh my God,
man.
AT, you can hear me, right?
Yo, man. Okay, I can hear y'all, fellas. I couldn't.
Frank, you can still hear me, right?
But
yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's the enemy. That's the enemy trying to work against me.
Yep.
I think you can hear us now.
Yeah, you know the pastor know that we driving brohams. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir, brother. You know, I mean, and like I said, where is the money going at? As poor as we are. Yes, sir. You don't know how like what was that money going at? What was he gonna put it into a foundation or? Oh my God! You know, I'm just curious. For him to beg for it, that means that hard, aggressive like that, like man.
Yeah. The moment that he said like, close the doors, he's no longer begging. You don't beg nobody and say close the doors.
I shout that, and I'm like, wow, what the heck going on? Oh my God!
That is no longer begging. That is demanding.
I was like, wow.
I can only imagine sitting in the pews, and I got you and Frank next to me, and the pastor gives some sermon, give that message to the congregation. I don't know, would it be more funny if I was in the middle of y'all? If it would be more funny if I was on the other end of y'all and y'all was sitting together. But I can only imagine. Only imagine. What y'all would respond with while the service is going on.
My man said it costs to be up there on the stage.
Facts.
They gotta pay.
Facts.
Stand up there with him. Like, come on, man. That's ridiculous, bro.
Is it bad because he was holding the influencers at a higher standard? Was something wrong with that?
No, it's bad because when you read the Bible, Jesus was of the people. He went out into the public. He met the people where they were in the streets. He didn't have no church. He didn't have no big congregation where people were coming to see him. Jesus met the people where they was at. He performed all his miracles in the street. So now you got these modern day charlatans who are using the Bible and twisting the words, using certain verses and passages to acquiesce what the type of scheme. That's all I can call it. The type of scheme they trying to portray over these churchgoers. Everybody is beat down. Everybody is tired. Everybody needs uplifting. You got these guys who are good with words and they're good with their delivery to bring out that emotional, vein that you have inside you, the things that you need to hear. You know what I'm saying? And we know women are emotional. That's why you see most women are in the church. They're emotional. They're getting led by this man who has a way with words, who's saying certain things that are hitting them in a way that it doesn't hit anybody else. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. That's why the music plays a big part in the Baptist church as well, because it puts you in that emotional standpoint. We all know music touches us in a certain way. You listen to rap music, gang banging music, you're gonna have those type of tendencies to go to want to do that. Maybe not you and I, because we have outgrown those particular steps in our lives. But like when you have young people who are influenced by this certain type of stuff, they listen to rap music, they are more prone to go act that out. You listen to romance music all day, you're more prone to be a romantic. You listen to any kind of merengue, any kind of salsa. You know what I'm saying? The music influences us because of the beat bop. It's a certain type of beat. It hits a vibration. We are vibrational people as African Americans beyond anything, beyond any other species on this earth.
I'm glad that you said that, because also inside that good book, the devil is the minister of music. So Bible says that. So if we're just led by our emotions alone, because nothing that you just do all the time is good. Nothing that we do. Let me put it that way. I'm not trying to discount myself. Everything that we do that we have to do all the time is no good. So if we're listening to music and all we're using it as a gateway to our mind, to our ears, to our brain, and we're listening without no filter, just letting it go through to our mind, there's a problem with that. So from that perspective, I agree with you. And I think that the response to that is, you know, I'm curious on how how everybody else is able to respond to that. Shout out to Forever who just tapped in with us. What's going on, brother?
Yes, sir.
You been listening to what we saying, or you just tapped in?
I'm just tapping in.
So we're looking at y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I think my mic had went out, but yeah, we're here we we about to get rid of you, man. But yeah, we were speaking on the idea of church versus state. Really, to be honest, I think that's the best way to kind of divide the two. Is listening to Marvin Sapp and how the way he's approaching the church, because I've been there. I love my grandfather to life, and like I've been in many church services where we've been there for hours, and they're still talking about, hey, we didn't get enough in the offering, we gonna do it again. There's a problem with that. I don't care how you look at it. If you're not dealing with the people that's in your church, somebody outside of that gonna see that as a problem. And with Marvin Sapp, he's a well-known household name, and it still brought problems when people outside of the church spectrum was looking at this and trying to break it down, dissect it, and say something positive. When you dealing with people's pocketbook, ain't gonna be a lot of positives, as you asking people to give money that they ain't guaranteed to get back. And Forever, he's deacon of the Upper Hill Baptist Third.
No.
Third. What's the name? What's the name of it that you had, bro?
I ain't a member of no church.
out there. Nothing against going forward.
But I know you are aware of this Marvin Sapp situation.
Yeah. No.
So what would be your heathen perspective on that?
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I seen the video. And, I guess the way he went about it, is crazy because he told them to lock the door, lock the doors, don't let nobody out. So, at the same time, a lot of us been to church, and I guess the way the pastor is handling, the offering, will be handled, out of context. But today we live in the social media era. Everything that you do, you have people that don't even go to church or that don't even understand your religion or what you got going on. They're gonna have input on it. So them people that gave they $20, they understood him and they know what they got going on. I even seen people that said they witnessed him before, they felt some type of way. And for people to keep going to his church, and I guarantee you that's not the first time he put that out there to his congregation. You know what I'm saying? It just so happened that it was recorded and it was displayed upon viewers to give their input. You know what I'm saying? But to him, for him to have 1,000 people in his church and have 1,000 people, watching live streams, come on. And for y'all to even send that money, that speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying? You enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? Not to get off topic, but when you taking a woman out and you paying for that meal, whether you getting whatever you getting, you know what I'm saying? Some people need $50, and that goes the same as when you go to church. Sometimes you don't get that word. You know what I'm saying? But for you to pay for whatever, your tithes and offering, for whatever you paying for, and you feel that the need to pay that, that's a situation between you and God. And me personally, that's why I don't feel the need to go to church. I can watch your sermon from my house. And you're not even gonna hear me say I'm not putting money in your pocket or putting money towards your church. You know what I'm saying? And I say that to say a lot of people that, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't in viewing why he was doing that live, that live session. It's better off sometimes you be home. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to put those $20 in that offering, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people like to do things anonymously and not to let people know that they put $20 towards it. That's a lot of people paid some money towards Marvin Sapp, and I guarantee you, they didn't even say that they did it. How they got something to do? Because it came up to $40,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All that came up to $1,000. Nobody went and said nothing. But the fact that money came up to $40,000 and the way he coordinated the church, the way he coordinated it, I guess he could have asked for it nicer. Maybe he could have said, "You guys, could you please help the church? $20,000, and for him to make it seem like the ministers were paying more money when some of the ministers probably put $1 in the bowl. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? To believe into what you believe in, it's what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, an opinion holds weight because we don't really care about facts. We can talk about facts all day long, but we having this podcast right now because we want to care about people. So that's my say on it, though.
Okay, all right.
My bad, gentlemen.
No, you good, yeah. So I would like to ask y'all guys how y'all feeling about 2025 so far this year, man. We got with the new regime and just the stuff happening to hip hop. Like every week, somebody associated with hip hop getting locked up for RICOs or murder or getting murdered. And then you got Trump just canceling all the Fed stuff one by one. And I got a feeling 2025 is gonna be one of the things that's gonna happen in history books. Teach Kidz 100 years from now.
I feel like a lot of every year I feel like it only gets worse. You know what I'm saying? It's all about really family you know, self-perseverance, you know what I'm saying? Really have a mindset of building. If you're not in the world of building, whether that's generational wealth, whatever, you in the wrong era of living right now. It's not only just about you no more, it's about your assets, what you got going on, because as we can see, everything getting taken with the blink of an eye.
Oh yes, sir.
So, you know, sometimes you just got to be ready for the worst. You know, I feel like our grandparents, you know, our teachers, you know, a lot of people warned us about a lot of stuff like this, but, you know, we was living in, you know, an era or a society that we felt like, you know, I ain't gonna say we felt like we knew it all, but we felt like we were seeing everything we thought we needed to see.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of stuff going on right now, it's never seen, it's never heard of. And every time you cut the TV, that's the first thing they say. The biggest drug bust ever. The biggest, you know what I'm saying? So how can you really prepare for something that's only gonna get worse? The only thing you can do, you know, is really get everything in order. And that's whether that's your house, your soul, your energy, your mind. You know what I'm saying? It's just all about you at this moment.
At this moment.
Yeah, you can't really put nothing in toward nobody. Prayer goes a long way right now. You know what I'm saying? Prayer, perseverance. You know what I'm saying? Understanding what's around you, your society, your community. You know what I'm saying? Everything. You know what I'm saying? All that takes a whole right now. Not just on you, but the kids that's coming up. We don't know what they're somebody. We don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the most scariest part, because we got this new phrase, the YN. You know what I'm saying? And you can't really dictate on everything that's going on. You know, we can say that it's been a lot of school shootings over the years, but the situation of everything, not everything is broadcast. There's nothing that you can do in today's society that's not going to be broadcast. And that lives forever. You know what I'm saying? So how can you really close the eyes and, you know, and really focus on yourself?
And FreightNet, what's your thoughts? FreightNet, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
What's your thoughts on what's going on as far as the hip hop scene, as far as with the Big U indictments, the Scooter getting murdered, DURK being locked up?
Man.
Hip hop culture as a whole, man.
Well, I'm the wrong
in the black community or not?
I'm the wrong person to ask this, because because when it comes to, like, you know, crime, if you do the crime, you got to do the time.
Right.
I'm not a big proponent of just because he has a hot track, he needs to be able to get bond or get off or whatever the crimes that he's doing. Like Chef G. I don't know if you know Chef G in New York. He just took a plea for 5 years. That's a real stand-up dude.
And took it for his homeboys. They went home.
Exactly. If he wouldn't have took that plea, they was gonna bring down indictments on all his team. But he went head on and took that plea, and he only getting 5 years. So I mean, only that's 5 years. That ain't nothing compared to what they was charging them boys with.
Yeah,
they was gonna do major time. So you know, I'm not really an advocate for gangster rap, gangster this, gangster that, but I am about to contradict myself, because I really like this little DURK album, and we're gonna get into that whenever Hollywood, you know, put that out there. I really like that little DURK album, but
you're tuned in to the one and only, the Strategized Network, TSN.
Say that again,
You still gonna give your opinion on the Cardi album, or you ain't giving?
Nah, I ain't touching that.
You missing out. It's a great album. I like that Playboy Cardi. That's the hottest music.
Okay, let me get somebody else's opinion. What you say, Forever, on that Cardi album?
Hey man, I ain't even listened to it. I ain't gonna lie.
Y'all gotta give me a chance.
What I'm saying, man, the dude is weird, man. He wearing thongs and whatnot, man.
Well, that's his personal life. You talking about the music, man. You talking about what they doing. You talking about the music.
Like I said, you know, even when he got a song with Future, and I think it's Like That or whatever it is. But I can't really understand. I can't really get into him. You know what I'm saying? So
man, he hard. That's
and that's the thing about, like I said, that's why we
You saying he hard wearing the thong?
he got the album of the year right now. Billboard Carter got the album of the year.
We talking.
That boy passport just got revoked.
Yeah, but we talking about his song, but we gotta understand that it's people that like that. So at the same time, you know what I'm saying? We always got is an opinion, you know. So that's
You like that?
I can't.
I can't hear.
I
don't know you saying.
Hey, it sound like you co-signing forever.
No, I'm saying I can't listen to his music because I don't like that song. I don't like the man stuff.
Man, y'all worry about being wearing thongs.
Bro, this is how the shift of music has changed. Great. We want to listen to Ross because he was a correction officer. Now, we giving passes to dudes wearing thongs and saying,
big facts. Now we giving future NFL players NIL deals to wear nail polish. Crazy, bro.
Look how the envelope keep getting pushed.
Only for us. What? You don't see no Mexican players that's playing soccer that's doing no emasculating things. You don't see no white boys that's doing that. That's doing something emasculating. Come on, bro.
Man, y'all tripping, man. Y'all. I'm talking about the music, man. I'm talking about the music. Like God said.
No, it's bigger than the music, brother. That's where you lost me. I get it. I get you say it's the music, but it's bigger than the music, brother. It really is.
It really is.
Who that, EJ?
Yeah, you bet. He my hype man back here.
We all got opinions because you see, everybody not finna listen to that album.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can barely hear you, Felber. Turn your mic up.
Yeah, the music down close. I can't hear.
Y'all can hear me?
Barely. It's like you.
Yeah, you know, forever be having them Diddy parties at his house. He be having exclusives. He be having exclusive DJ. My man bought his 2-story house out there and got doggone and see, I can't even lie good.
Can't even lie good. Man.
I tried, brother. I was trying. Well, yeah, man, come on, brother. We gotta call a spade a spade. There's some weirdo stuff going on.
There's some weird stuff about it.
That's right, buddy.
Y'all know that.
EJ Wiley.
There's some weirdo stuff going on.
It's the weird stuff going on.
That's right. And I'm trying to see how many of y'all boys co-signing that.
It's only
KT co-signing.
I co-sign. Y'all like Drake? Drake got his nails polished.
Ain't nobody like Drake.
Hollywood loves Drake. Hollywood talk about Kendrick Lamar got 125 complaints.
Bro, I am a journalist. I have no ties in what the news says. All I'm going to do is say what the news says, not what I say. So don't just like that old school metaphor or whatever you want to call it says, don't shoot the messenger.
I'm shooting the messenger today.
Yeah, because you like the message. That's why. You are tied into the message. That's why. You concern more about the message, whether or not it meets your agenda or not. I don't care. I'm not a Drake fan. I'm not anybody fan. I'm a fan of the
you're
truth.
a light-skinned people fan.
I am a fan of the truth, brother.
Oh my God! Do you like Martin King or Malcolm X? Which one you like? Malcolm X or Martin Luther King? Which one you like?
Man, we about to move on because I see this going somewhere else.
Give me Malcolm.
We going somewhere else that I'm not trying to go.
All right, go ahead. My bad. We got to get a rated R show with me at 3 o'clock in the morning.
But we did start off with the it's Kids Off Limits. I'm glad we got everybody in attendance right now.
No.
Forever, maybe you can tap on this. Are kids off limits when it comes to beefing with other people? If somebody got kids and you got a problem between they parents, they pappy, they mammy, what is you finna do? Is you gonna go at they throat or you going on everybody? You going Columbine? You just shooting for no reason.
That is the situation. It's always a situation.
That's not right, Daddy.
You're right, buddy. That's not right.
It's always a situation. It's always a situation, and you got to understand the age of a kid. You know what I'm saying? You can't really say a kid when you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? A minor, like under 12, about your side. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God!
You can't really, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I don't know. How can you defend yourself against a kid that's 16 years old, same size as Kilo is? You think you finna run across this kid parent, or you finna stand your ground? Because you got to understand, a lot of these kids nowadays, they don't really look like kids no more. That's going out the window.
Oh
my God! You got to understand, it's so much going on nowadays that when you say like a kid, you got to identify yourself as a kid. When you saying, when you get an what is NIL deal?
Big facts.
And you 7'1", I don't know. I don't know what to do. I didn't even know that was a kid. Hello. You can't really ask somebody to do something that they don't know what they'll do in that situation. So people only gonna say what they gonna do when you talking about a minor, when you talking about an infant. You know what I'm saying? But when you talking about a child is anybody under the age of, supposedly in the state of Florida, anybody under the age of 18. That's a kid. So you get what I'm saying? Like, how can you really say you want to do that?
Facts.
Referring to the Kanye disrespecting Jay-Z shirt, calling the kids with mental autistic, retarded. I don't know if that's proper to say. He said he trying to say, do you think that's you think he went too far by bringing his kids in, or you think anything goes when it's beat?
Yeah, but see, a lot of those cats, man, they at the point of their lives and their careers, man, where that's what it is.
It is what it is, right?
And you gotta understand, a lot of them cats, they don't even get responses sometimes because a lot of people already know how they is.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't really pick a fight with 50 Cent and then complain about how far he goes.
That's true.
Sometimes you gotta let it go. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and just to say this, a lot of people know, you know, who and what, you know what I'm saying, to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people don't say nothing. Sometimes people try.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Frank Nick hit me up in the middle of the week. Was talking about your boy, what's his name? Aaron the plumber? Whatever the plumber. What's your boy name?
Man, ain't nobody talking about around the plumber, man. Hey, Well, listen, I just wanted to piggyback on what Forever was saying about the kid. When Kanye can't go at Jay-Z, that's his only flaw.
Yeah,
So
that's
if
true.
you're trying to pick apart your opponent, you have to pick a flaw. You can't come against Jay-Z with money, can't come with Jay-Z with fame, can't come with Jay-Z of how his wife, if his wife is loose out there in the streets, because she's not, that's his only flaw. The fact that his kids are autistic. So I have to attack that if I'm looking to take him down.
Yeah.
All is fair when it comes to chess, bro. You know what I mean? The queen gotta go. The kids gotta go. And that's just the way it is.
Oh my God! But
Oh my God.
honestly, Kanye West. I just feel like Kanye West ain't been the same since his mom died. So
Facts.
a lot of stuff.
He sacrificed it.
I don't see a lot of people.
Oh,
People
that's a
don't
reach.
be responding, and that's why I say a lot of people aren't responding to foolishness. When you see certain stuff and you in a good era and you get in a good mind state, Jay-Z ain't even got. He ain't even got. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
EJ wild.
Yeah, he turning up over here.
Turn early.
I'm just saying though, bro. When you saying something about children, I just can't be a part of that because everybody's wired differently. But I would because I got my son listening. I would be remiss. Really, it's the DAMN word. But I'm gonna say I'm remiss about somebody bringing it personal and talking about anybody in my family, because I'm not gonna do that. That's never the ammunition for me. But I'm cut different. I'm the dude. I never was looking for none of my partner's sisters. I never was looking at no family members. I was never looking at none of my partner's exes. I can't say that for the average Joe, but I know I'm not him. So when it comes to stuff like this, maybe that's still on the table. Maybe that's still a part of the Golden Corral buffet for a lot of dudes that they're going to go and get them a spoonful of that. That's not me.
Well, let me ask you this. Is the measure of success is to unlearn and relearn new information? So in the era that we're living in right now, to where, like you said, we have social media, to where in every outset of whenever we go outside, you're being watched. Whatever text message that you send to whoever is being tracked. Whenever you buy a purchase from Amazon, it's being recorded. So when we come to this understanding that social media is king, or any kind of technology is king, when you have somebody who you're beefing with, and it comes to a point where you, in order to win this beef, you have to get more views, you have to get more likes, you have to get more followers, you have to get more, eyeballs on the stuff that you're posting. Is it off limits at that point? When you're just speaking words, we're not saying I'm finna roll up on Jay-Z when he coming out the house and shoot at his kids. We're saying I'm about to talk bad about them because that's the only flaw that I can go at if I'm Kanye, because he has more money than me. He has a marriage that has lasted the test of time. He has kids that are in the spotlight. Well, not the autistic ones, but Blue Ivy in a spotlight, who's doing concerts, etc. We can't really come at him in any other angle outside of the kids. So we're talking about just a strategic strategy of war. I mean, it's not so far off to say that that's what I need to do in order to win. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right, brother. I mean, it is a strategy. And that's as far as I can elaborate to that. It is a strategy. It's just about who's willing to use that. Now, at the day and age we're at, I mean, it probably began way before now. I mean, even in the Bible days, there was times where the instructions was to kill everything that was moving. Don't bring nothing back. Kill them all. Babies, women, men alike.
It's not true, Daddy.
So for that, you know, I don't know if that is the same message at this day and age. I don't know how to interpret that. That's a tough one, to say the least.
Well, I say this: if you ever at war with me, ain't nothing off limits. That's real tough. If you ever at war with me and you disrespect me, nothing off limits.
Slim Cat, is there anything off limits when it comes to being the war with you?
No, because when it's beef, it can go down, man. When it's beef, if we on this is the ops, you know. I mean, I'm lying. Let me take it back. Now, if we was cool, I feel like it, but we never was cool. Anything goes. But you know, Jay-Z and them had a relationship. But the same thing he talked about. Jay-Z kid, he got his wife Kim getting his daughter. I probably can't say that, but he got. I don't want to say because we on. I don't know what's the. I don't want you to get but Kim is, you know. Hey, the bottom line is when it's beef, but they really it's only beef when two people beefing, right? It ain't beef if I ain't responding to you, right or wrong.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean,
that's a good point.
You have to respond to me agreeing that it's beef, but if I'm just throwing shots at you, never say nothing. It's not really a beef. It's one sided. I mean,
Jay-Z responded though, Slim Cat.
Yeah, about that lawsuit. Nothing about the lawsuit.
No, he responded to Kanye.
What he say?
He said something about when people say certain things, you have to label them as crazy and not respond. Or something like that. It was a very like white answer. So you go look it up. But he definitely responded to it.
He didn't say names. All he did was just say enough relevant to be able to say that it was a response, basically.
Kanye West is a fringe lunatic. He's a loser. He's charging people, overpricing people for sheets to put on sheep clothes. Kanye West might be the biggest scam artist we ever knew in hip hop history.
Well, let me flip flop. Let's flip flop because we've been on this one with as far as the Jay-Z Kanye perspective. But what about Jess Hilarious and Corey Holcomb? And I'm a fan of Corey Holcomb, but the gloves is taking off on this. They ain't fighting with gloves on.
So what's the but?
So she brought up that as much as he stands on business, he ain't got no good relationship with none of his kids. So I don't know if that's facts, but she stood on business and said it on the Breakfast Club. So I don't know if she gonna speak out of pocket like that and think that's okay. I didn't get enough chance to fact check it, so I'm gonna say she said it. Hollywood didn't say that.
That's grasping at straws. What does that have to do with what he's saying about her? Her not being funny and her not being talented.
No, but part of what he said too was that she took a photo shoot with her son. And she was naked, and he was. They both was. They didn't have enough clothes on. I don't care what she say. It definitely was not appropriate to be somebody's mama, and your son is almost 3-4 years old. It wasn't no baby. This ain't no like I just had my baby. I'm so enjoy. This is like 3 or 4 years after. To each his own, but I didn't really see the significance of needing to do that and not be able to do it in taste. There was nothing in taste about that.
You got a picture?
Yeah, I'll pull it up here in just a second. But it definitely, like I say, it gave ammunition for Corey Holcomb to shoot shots, but it's obviously something deeper than just this. She said she went to Wildin' Out to try to kind of like, I guess, check him on camera. Nick invited her on a day where Corey wasn't in attendance, so she was throwing shade at Nick because she was wanting him to kind of gas up the episode with the tension that they both had between themselves to try to make it worthwhile. So I can see that too, because it's allowing us to really, you know, expound on the situation further than what it really is. Yeah. But anyway, with her taking a photo shoot with her son and not having no clothes on, I don't know what to say with that.
Yeah, I know. I said
I think Slim Cat might have a different perspective than me.
Her taking her clothes off to take a picture of her baby.
You letting your old lady do that? Because I know that you've co-signed this in conversations prior. It didn't really matter if she was a Hollywood actress and she was getting paid $350 million and she needed to be like Halle Berry on Monsters Ball. You was all for it.
Yeah, I'm with it. You gotta let the ladies be the ladies, man.
Hey, there's nothing ladylike about that, brother.
You gotta let them determine their own people, man.
Yeah, Halle Berry and Monsters Ball.
I don't see nothing wrong with what you did.
Forever, you letting that go down, brother?
Nah.
We talking about those guys.
Nah.
I'll let it
that ain't happening.
I mean, freaking, my bad. I'm so sorry. Freaking.
That ain't happening. But like I said, you could tell how far she's going. She ain't really got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, like the whole, like, your kid, you ain't a good father or whatever to your kids. I can tell you something. Like, I feel like me personally, and I'm more than likely the youngest in the group. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of kids nowadays, they ain't really grateful anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of stuff that's done been invented now, and all of these new shows and all these new clothes and accessories. They don't really got time to really be grateful for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ain't really outside at the bar like that. You can watch it on the phone now. It's like, for somebody to tell you ain't a good parent, and you know for sure you done everything. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? Even for a kid, you can say that when you ain't really get to adulthood to actually realize how, you know what I'm saying, how blessed you is. You know what I'm saying? You go to these areas where a lot of these kids, they don't have that. For a kid to even be put on the side of just hilarious, that's a blessing by itself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like people get in these kids' minds and kids' heads to make them feel some type of way when the kid already was feeling some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really make your kid feel some type of way when they already feel that type of way. You got two boys yourself, Hollywood. So you mean to tell me if one of your kids was to act rebellious on you, and you know without a doubt you done everything you can, you worried about somebody telling you ain't been a good father? Are you insane? You get what I'm saying? Like, that's like, that don't even matter. That's water. You know what I'm saying? Your kid got clothes on the back. They got water. They got food. They got everything. I guarantee his kid probably ain't paying the bill like that. Or probably ain't paying the bill. You know what I'm saying? Depending on, I don't know how old he is. So, he or she. You know what I'm saying? But I guarantee you that their lives are as messed up as the normal people in today's society. So for somebody to say, you ain't being a great parent when this man on the podcast making financial money. You know what I'm saying? And he's a stand-up comedian. So I feel like she'll lose that all around because you can't even stand up face to face with this man. So why would you even try to go to Wild and Out or whatever to try to set the man about it? And I don't want to even make this a sex thing, but I just feel like Corey is just too much for her as a whole. You know what I'm saying? That's like I just said. That's some things you don't want to cross that because you don't want to take what comes with that. So you can guarantee she already feeling some type of way for you to even contact my family member to try to get at me. That's, you know what I'm saying? I was just saying what I was saying. You done went and got my son.
But she also pulled out a video where he said in different words that I'm saying, but forget the kids, I'll make some more kids.
Yeah, and like I said, that's words though. You gotta think about.
Is it just words though? Is it just words though? I can't. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt since we brought in me having my kids. Like there's no situation, none that I got life in me that I just say forget about my kids, or put them as pawns.
How old are these kids we talking about Corey had?
I wouldn't care if my kids was in their 40s though.
No, I'm asking a question.
I'm not quite sure what the age of the kids are, but that's the point. If I'm going to elaborate on that, as far as my perspective, the age wouldn't matter. If they grown, there's still going to be some level of tenderness in my heart that I can differentiate between my agreeing with their lifestyle.
That's facts, and that's why I said, see, that's how you feel. See, you got little boys right now. They look up to you, they love you, they adore you. When you get to that age to where they being rebellious, they're not appreciative of what.
Talk that talk forever. Talk that talk.
You can't really say that. You don't know. You talking about how you would feel. You're not stepping for his shoes to what his son is disrespecting him. His son is saying, nigga, you excuse my friend. Brother, you ain't never done nothing for me. Think about that phrase for your child to grow up to whatever age and say, brother, you ain't never done nothing. And you know all the sacrifices you make right now to this day, right now, to get him to the point to where he can consider himself a man. You don't know that feeling. So for him to say that, that's why I say that's his word. Because you just said out your mouth, you would never feel that feeling. And I know Corey's just talking that talk because at the end of the day, he's dark comedy. See, for some people, you don't understand comedy when you say, oh, you're going too far. You don't understand comedy. You can never tell a comedy, you can never tell a comedian he's going too far when you want to laugh. When you been laughing with him for years.
Right. Not to agree with what you said. If he said that in a stand-up, then I can receive it a little differently. The only thing I saw it was noted as an article that I didn't see the audio of him saying it in the right context. So the only way that I've received it so far is just how the way it was quoted.
And that's facts. And that's why I you know, I accept you saying that because I totally understand everything you're saying. But that's why I take myself out of a lot of situations. I'm not a person. I don't have kids, so I'm able to look around the kid aspect. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have that. But I know the fact that when you're a comedian and when you attacking somebody as a character, you done took all gloves off. So she's attacking him from every angle that she feels that he feels the type of way, and he's attacking her from every angle that he's gonna throw her off to where she feel like, I don't care. Everything that you saying, I don't care. I don't care what you're saying. but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. As the father, just like I said, that kid in the spotlight to be next to her. Every kid not able to stand next to just hilarious.
Fake facts.
I'm just like I said, I'm just standing on the outside looking in. I totally understand everything that you're saying as a father. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, you know, you'll never say that out your mouth. You'll never actually feel that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there's a lot of fathers out here that say things, you know what I'm saying, out loud, or they might text it. You know what I'm saying? And they know at the end of the day they don't feel like it. A lot of people are emotional. A lot of people do things without thinking. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always bring it back to sometimes you gotta know that tree you running up on. When you running up on that tree and you understand what you running up on, whether it's oak, whether it's maple, whatever it is, then you got to deal with what you got going on, because you can't run and say, okay, now he's talking about, look how bad he's talking about his kids, y'all. No, his own family might not be like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
but let's change up the subject and give a little bit more lightheartedness in here. Y'all check out this viral video and let me know what y'all think.
Oh, Deke in the building. Deke in the building.
Slide your big ass outside, bro. You said, nigga, you's a bitch, bro. I'm out here, bro. Slide your bitch ass outside, nigga. You's a mark, nigga. Nigga, you's a mark, nigga.
I get along.
That tough guy shit is out the window. Slide your bitch ass outside, nigga. Slide your bitch ass outside, bro. You said, nigga, you's a bitch, bro.
Because I would have been calling him. That's when you call the police.
Excuse the language. Definitely was a little bit more language than I would have liked, but this is a very interesting look situation. He's in the West Coast because he talking about you a mark and all these other kind of words. There's more. We can tell that that's not around the South and the East Coast, but this dude is dressed as a drag. And he having a problem with somebody, and then he forgets that he's trying to make a transition, and then went right. He relapsed to being what he already was. Come on, man! It's just getting more and more weird. I don't understand stuff like this.
What are we?
Maybe one of y'all can help me. I just don't get it. Can somebody help me?
How are we ranked in the USA as mental health wise? Do anybody know? What's the percentage? I'm pretty sure we rank pretty high, bro. That's a huge kind of mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Come on. That's mental health that is fine. Come on, bro.
Look like they might even be in the mental health center. It look very mental healthish with all the stuff printed on the wall. Got I don't know what that machine is against the wall. Look like a drop box for paperwork getting filled out.
Definitely a government building.
It's looking weird, but mental health is nothing to play with. I can speak for it myself, and I deal with mental health, and it definitely impacts my day-to-day life. But I pick and choose who I want to deal with. That's the difference for me. So if I had to deal with bozos every day who I really didn't want to clown around with, then I wouldn't be in no dress and doing no weirdo stuff like that. But it is an opportunity that I might snap.
Say we ranked number 31st out of 193 countries. That's pretty high, man, and it speaks volumes. Like, that's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. I don't know, man.
What about the cliche that, oh yeah, y'all ain't over it yet? You know, that's been so long ago.
Yeah, man. some things you'll never get over, man. And like I said, times getting worse, man. And like you can't really prepare for it. Like, how can you prepare for something like that? Going inside a building and seeing that.
You got that right, boy.
What you do, you know? So
KT, what you got, brother?
Man, hey, like you say, mental health is everything, man. I'm just lost for words. I don't have much on this one. I should have got you my other thing I wanted to talk about earlier, because I think that was
I mean, he in your backyard. He out there in Cali.
Oh,
You know, that's where you want to be at, right?
No, I'm a 941 Madison County, baby. We just had the biggest drug bust in history in Madison County. 1.7 million drug busts. We making history down here in the 941, man. One of the boys was my cousin. There you go.
Big Frank, what you got, brother?
I agree with everything that Forever was saying, man. You know, that mental health is real, you know.
That's crazy.
And it's not necessarily a microcosm of the black community, because we know the statistics speaks to black men being the most active fathers across every ethnicity group, the most black involved in their families, the most black involved with raising their kids. We are there. We're the fathers that are there. So when you look at these type of people, it's a microcosm of that subset of the black men who are doing this. So, you know, they always highlight the black struggle. So when you have these type of videos that come out, they highlight those type of videos, knowing that it's a low percentage of us that are doing that. It's not a complete representation of where we are or who we are as black men. We don't necessarily do this on a daily basis. That's not us. So when you look at this, you're saying that, okay, this guy has a mentally ill disposition. We never do this type of stuff on a daily basis. Nobody is out here wearing dresses, wearing fake titties or fake booty and saying that, okay, this is what represents black community. But the media is going to portray that as if that's the majority of us, when it's not. You know what I mean? Most black men are married to black women. Most black men are in the households raising their kids. Most black men are there trying to be active fathers in their kids' lives. And that's statistics. It's not just me saying this. We can back it up with, you know, any kind of statistics that they put forth in all the databases. So, you know, me personally, like Forever was saying about, and I'm going to go way back to what he was saying about, okay, yeah, you listen to all this type of stuff, but that's not the whole representation of what we are standing for. It doesn't make any sense that we raising our kids and they're not going against us. They're not going against the grain, because you're going to have those outliers. You're going to have those bad kids. You're going to have those kids that have been influenced by their mothers to go against the fathers. And I know Deacon is going to say something about this. So I'm going to go ahead and let that go ahead.
Yeah, what you got, D?
Oh, yeah, yes, sir, brother. That's the one with the training, the transgender. Is that the transgender? The one, the gay guy with it, fighting and carrying on.
Yeah, he definitely something going on. He transitioned into something.
No, okay, yeah. Well, you know, I feel like a lot of our women, you know, it all depends on what you support, and until the women get tired and say, hey, we want men that's like granddaddy, and it just seems like nobody got common sense no more. It's like they want to make the devil a godly man, you know. It's like they want to just it's always that I want to go against the grain mentality. Even though this Lucifer, I'm still gonna have him get saved and baptized on Sunday because I think I can do it. You know, it's just that mindset. Like I got the power to do it. It's just like the thinking in our community is so bad, but it's sad though because we have been. It's like we've been conditioned as a race to be this way, and I don't see it getting no better because like our brother just said, you know, they have the platforms, they have the radio, they have the internet. You know, 2 or 3 people with common sense it outweighs a whole generation that's stupid. I mean, look at how NBA YoungBoy just got out of prison, and that's so celebrated. You know, so. And with this whole LGBT thing, we have to say it in a nice, endearing way. But you could say F a Negro all day, a heterosexual black man, F him all day.
Facts.
Yeah, you know, he obsolete in the conversation. But God forbid you say something about Dwayne Wade's daughter, you know, and it's sad because even us men partake in that. And a lot of other races, like I asked them, what do they hate so much about us? They just say it's the common sense. It's like we, not all of us, but it just seemed like we allow the women to lead us to hell, like to the slaughterhouse. And just even older folks that's not black said that they didn't grow up seeing us being this way. You know, but common sense, it's like nobody ain't speaking out on it. And like, you know, and everybody just watching the show. I mean, we are the best. One thing about a black person that I learned is we the best diers. Boy, we know how to die. Oh, we can die. Yes, sir. Oh my God. Boy, we die good. Don't we all on that internet? Look at how good we die. Yes, sir. Hollywood, where we need an Oscar the way we die. Look at Young Scooter. Look at how Young Scooter just died. Look at how they show us on that internet dying. We might well embrace it because they ain't gonna go nowhere.
Facts.
Floyd Mayweather put money into and living, and until these black politicians and all these pastors, Marvin SAPP, until he locked the doors and put the money into the community instead of his my God. Yep. You know, nothing won't change.
So basically, you're saying that we all need to put all our money together and open up a funeral home.
Oh man, West Side. Hey, look at West Side. The man told me he a millionaire. George Woody told me he's a millionaire. So many dead bodies. And he told me, he said, it's mostly y'all, your age. And he said he love it because it's paying all his bills. And that's what he told me. I was like, wow. And then, you know, he said, yep. He said,
let's get into our next video.
Yes, sir.
You trying to get about? You're gonna pay your bills, bro. Oh. Well, why would they pay? Why would they told you then? They that petty? You better move to get that petty. That's crazy, though. You have a good sweetheart.
Oh my goodness. Dude still trying to get out the parking lot.
That's crazy.
He didn't even get it. He ran over the man's head. The man hollering. And even for him, like if I had my I get injuries all the time. I'm working outside. So I could deal with some pain and reflect back to it and not necessarily have to say all what I'm feeling. Like he went through it. He got his head ran over. We can all see that. I don't know if I'm wasting my breath up and making threats when my head got ran over. So I'm trying to wonder. Was that Cap? Was he really hurting? What was this? What was this spectacle that we see going on? Because nonetheless, the funniest part, Buddy was getting in the car, and I know he felt that turtle shell that he ran over of his head, and he still was trying to get out of Dodge.
Hey, yeah,
He had
man,
the chick over there trying to help him. She being a crossing guard, making sure nothing was in the way for him to leave. Everything was wrong about this situation.
He shouldn't even ran away. Once he seen him getting in that car, he should have just let it go. You already know. You see somebody running to their car to hop in the car. He can't.
Deke, the man got his head ran over. How would you respond to that as the comedian police officer that pulls up to the scene?
Oh my God!
All right, Deke can't hear me at the moment. Slim Cat, how you dealing with this situation, man?
And he got what he asked for. He took his job too serious. Man, that's what you get. He was probably making about $14 an hour and got his head ran over. He's a fool.
The guy literally was in the video. He saw the guy hop over the car. Where did he think that guy was going? He saw the guy before he got in the car and still decided to get up under the car and letting the man run over his head.
It went over his head, literally. Yeah, literally. Hello? Hello? Yeah, he's a fool. He deserves it. That's why I don't do jobs like that. That's why I don't do security work or no repo work. I ain't chasing nobody, and I ain't stealing nobody's car if they come outside. I'm gonna
Goodness. Frank Ned, what are you doing in this situation, brother?
I agree with KT, man. He got what he came. Ain't nobody respecting no goddamn on repo, man. You putting your head up under there, it's a wrap, bro. I'm finna rev this engine, and if it takes your wig off, then that's a wrap.
Facts. And I feel like they set him up anyway. They gave that dude a flatbed truck. Hollywood, you know better. Don't the actual tow truck,
I ain't been a tow truck driver, so I do have a tow trailer now. So, in my opinion, he came there with he came there with everything he needed, but he left his common sense back at where he came from. His common sense would have told his stupid self to not put his big head up under no moving car.
Like
I mean, he saw Buddy jump over him. He saw him jump over. I watched the video like 3 times, and I'm like, bro, did you not see him? He saw him. He saw the guy and still got up under the car. Bro, you stupid.
Facts.
I'm praying that you all right, but any brain damage that I think he would have received, it wouldn't have done him no worse because he already was something was wrong. The common sense just he left that, brother. That's the only thing I can say. Let's go into our next subject here. Sauce Walker. I think everybody probably done heard about this situation with his homeboy. Say it ain't so P. Man got murdered. Do y'all think the music contributes to these type of scenarios, or is it just the target audience, or is it just our society? Stuff like this normalized now. Who's a fan of Sauce Walker? I know Frank Nitt. I know you vibing with Sauce Walker. Do you think his music promotes situations like this? Do you think that little Boosie with MO3 getting killed and Gucci with several of his artists getting killed, are we going to start taking accountability for Black culture since we claiming our own? Are we as a collective taking ownership for these situations?
No. You know that. No.
Why not? Why not? Yes.
Because some of these people got stuff in the streets they dealing with. They got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They got to deal with the consequences. That ain't hip hop fault that cats getting sprayed on and doing what they doing.
Right.
These guys get money and they still want to be cool with it. They still want to be able to come kick it on the east. Like it's like me blowing up. Big rappers don't want to go hang out down east. You know why? So that's the consequence you get. You gotta pick and choose, man. You gotta do the Will Smith route. Go straight Hollywood and never go back. You got man, them boys in the world. My God. They wolves, man. And they wait for moments like this to catch you slipping. Like I'm saying, you got all this money. I'm starting to think rappers ain't got money like they say they got. That's one reason you still in the hood unless you ain't got no money.
Bro, you didn't know that though, bro. We late in life now. Like this ain't something brand new. You know, and I know a lot. That's why these cliche names like Cap. Why is Cap so like a household name? Because more people than not notice people are fronting. They ain't really what they say they doing. So that's not a new revelation. You know that.
No, so that's why it's not Black culture job to police hip hop. You got street hip hop, you got party hip hop. It's different branches. And sometimes these dudes still got, just because you made it don't mean people in the hood gonna forgive you on stuff that you did 10, 15 years ago. Or you saying disrespectful stuff to them on record. Some of these people ain't got nothing to lose, and they gonna come see about you. They gonna see you really about that.
So with all your 10 fingers, how many fingers are you pointing to blame at Sauce Walker and his crew versus ultimately the situation in itself?
From what I'm understanding, I think all the blame on the dude he was with. The dude decided to go outside and smoke cigarettes and weed, and they weren't supposed to be outside. He had beef with people in this hood in Memphis, and they came and seen about him. That's just how it goes. Almost like same thing. She never been there. Sometimes people think because they from somewhere, they still can come and stunt. And the hood don't forgive you. That's how big you get. They don't forgive.
That's a fact. Yeah, I did see that they was in Say So P. I believe that's the name. That's the name of the artist. They was in his hood, and it makes sense because when you look at the video, them guys they squatted up. They came out doing some tactical stuff. They came there for a reason and handled it and left. And you can't really make out who is who, but I've seen it through several different outlets, and the fingers are pointing at the same people as far as the players in the situation. So it looks like Sauce Walker, he's like down on the ground behind the SUV where you can't really see him, and they spared him. We know that because the only thing that got reported was he got shot in the leg. We know, even though we didn't see Buddy who got killed, we didn't. It's not obvious who he is, but nonetheless, they gunned him down. You can see that they let off some rounds. I was really trying my best to see who was who and who was what. I couldn't tell it was him. All I could do was just go by what the video and who presented the video in their perspective.
Was warned though. They warned that dude. You know that sometimes, like they said, you know, a lot of these rappers they down in their own city because stuff they got going on before the rap. You know, a lot of these guys like hit and shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he tried to use Sauce Walker as a shit because, for one, you know what I'm saying, he bragged about guys not wanting him to come back to his own hood and his own area, but yet you gonna go back to your own hood, back to your own area, and you using a guy that's bigger. That's probably bigger than probably most cats around that area. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what area he's from in Memphis, but you know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would you even bring me around here? The only intentions I could think of is that you thought because this had me, nothing won't happen to you. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, at the same time, that's why I said you gotta feel like when people tell you you can't come around here, I don't understand the reason why you would want to come around. You know what I'm saying? If you're not welcome somewhere, what's the glamour of still wanting to go somewhere where you're not welcomed at? You know, I just feel like that goes with the ego. That goes with the ego. You know what I'm saying? That goes with the male mindset of just trying to prove a point that costs you your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, he posted plenty of times about not being able to go back to his hood or not being liked in his hood and not like to be in this area. You still go back there. I mean, you looking for what you got. You know what I'm saying? So, some of those cats, like Slim Cat said, you know, I can't really feel bad for somebody that wants that. You know what I'm saying? If you want it, hey, you got it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I mean, nonetheless, no matter what we can say that coulda, shoulda, woulda been, I mean, the money that they camp is supposed to have, security is supposed to be on deck. We see the picture right here. They had 2 security guards right next to them. But depending on where you're at, depending on the heightened awareness of how many security guards that you need. I mean, they got the nursing home security guards next to them when they in the trap. Like, that's not gonna do. That's why he got killed. Ain't no way that Sauce Walker should not have known all these moving parts in the situation and still go out there pretty much naked with these 2 guys, and you get shot and the artist get killed. You obviously was understaffed. Can we agree with that?
That's fact, but that's also ego. You know what I'm saying? That's your pride. If you feel you big in your own city, there's no way you're not gonna feel big and like, oh, I can go to this cat city and I'm straight. Especially if I ain't got no problems there. Why am I? Why would I feel that need? Especially if people think or know that I'm on that time. You know what I'm saying? That beats the point. A lot of these rappers, they build the image for people to feel like don't play with me. But that's the exact concept you're going to get. You're going to get somebody to play with you. So it's no way of you saying that, okay, I don't know that. That brings back to what y'all was just saying about the rap. You can't actually rap about something and then act like you're not doing it. Most of these cats are doing it. And that's what they're competing with. They actually competing with who's actually doing what in the song. Instead of just trying to make a hit. You know, I don't care if you did it or not. Nobody's not gonna care. But that's the mental mindset that they got going on right now, man. You know, it is what it is.
Man, like usually, we go way above and beyond with our commentary on a lot of these topics. So we're gonna have to carry this over in the next week. But while we still got the fellas in here, I want to shout out to everybody that's in here. Shout out to Forever. Shout out to Frank Net. Shout out to Slim Cat. Shout out to Deacon Weezo. And the whole Hollywood Red show, man. Slim Cat, I told you, man, you sound. I'm finna call Child Protective Services over to your house.
What a guy, man. Hey,
But what's good in y'all life right now, man? That I don't want nothing negative. What's a positive that we can leave off on until we get back together next week? Frank Net, it's on you, brother.
Well, when it comes to a positive, you know, I'm out here just trying to buy property. You know, just got my property. And, you know, come June, I look to buy another property. You know, I'm trying to cultivate a sense of ownership when it comes to my son. I got two sons. You know what I'm saying? 20 and 23. Them boys doing what they should do. My one son is a correction officer. My oldest son, he just graduated from Florida State. He's out here. So, you know, I'm just trying to support them in any kind of way that I can, you know. But at the end of the day, they got to be able to understand how life works. Life has its ups and downs. We can't necessarily try to map out where we're going to say, okay, I'm going to graduate, I'm going to do this job, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. I gotta teach them the back end. You know what I'm saying? The back end is important. Because in the back end, you can go ahead and get your CDLs. You can go ahead and get your plumber's license. You can go ahead and do other things that can get money to where you're not depending on somebody's job to go ahead and pay you. You can go ahead, you know what I'm saying, start your own business, go ahead and get that money like you're supposed to. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm just trying to understand the economics of how the world works. And that's where I'm at with it.
Shout out to Frank Net. Usually with the music hits. But we doing a different little style tonight. But shout out to my partner.
Hey, a little Dirk album fire. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a little Dirk fan. KT, that's KT's favorite rapper.
You crazy. My favorite rapper.
I'm not a little Dirk fan. But that little Dirk
album,
I love that little Dirk album, man. I mean, I like, come on, man. The man, like, as soon as you turn on the album, he started with a Islam prayer. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting there on the Islam on a carpet, and he's talking on, you know what I'm saying? He's doing the Islam prayer, and it goes into him talking about his retributions. He's really in my opinion, this album is him saying that I'm sorry. He's saying that he's sorry, but at the same time, he's telling everybody why he did what he did. And this is an album, bro. This is an album, bro, that I've never been a Lil Durk fan. I listened to a couple of his hits. I listened to all that commercial stuff for all my life, what he had with Drake, all that.
J. Cole.
And then the song with J. Cole ate him up.
Yeah, exactly. When you listen to this album, bro, he's telling you his downfalls. He's telling you that he's an alcoholic, he's a drug addict.
He been saying all
stuff, bro. He's going into this album, and he's been very vulnerable with this album, and I can appreciate that because you know what I'm saying. We all can relate to that. All different type of troubles that we go. Go ahead, KT.
This must be your first Durk album you ever heard.
No, not the first Durk album that I've heard.
Sound the same as this one.
No, sir. So you telling me the last album is the same as this one?
Verse out the Quran is wrong during Ramadan. That's haram, and he's gonna pay for that.
But let me ask you this, KT. You said that the last album is the same as this one?
Yeah, he talk about apologizing and all that. He always got that sad, crying, angry. That's Durk. He ain't apologize for nothing. He in jail where he belongs.
I agree. He is in jail where he's belongs. I'm talking about what he's saying in this album. So now he's locked up and he's facing retribution, right? He's facing the point where he has to atone for his sin. And in this album, he really lets you know why he did what he did and why he is where he's at. And that is really, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a Durk fan. I never listened to Durk music. But I listened to this album because it dropped, and I was like, okay, Hollywood, I need it.
You told me that this is the first album you heard, Durk.
No. I've listened to other Durk albums.
Okay.
Never been a fan of Durk because of the auto tune, because of the way that he portrays, because of the way that he portrays certain music to where it's like just gang banging and all this type of stuff and leading black men into an abyss. I've never listened to his albums, but this album here, bro, he is really on his retribution and saying that he was wrong for the things that he's done. And it has something for everybody in this album.
I understand that. It sounds like I said for me, like I said, nigga, I might be your biggest rival, which I'm a music like you. I'm a music connoisseur. I can go back to the 80s with music. That's just how I'm just so deep into it, unfortunately.
Whatever what you got, brother. I know you was trying to tap in.
My bad.
Oh no, I just got nothing but positivity, man. I ain't got too much to say, man. I'm just positive about life itself, man. I just think everybody, you know, is positive too in their own ways. You know, sometimes, you know, anytime you get down, just look around. You know, that's always my motto. You know, I just look around and I always see, you know, how less fortunate others are. You know, walking, talking, you know, reading or eating. You know, some people can't do what you could do. So, you know, it's always about the good. You know, the good always outweigh the bad. You know, that's all I got to say.
Big facts, man. Well, y'all stay tuned in to the Hollywood Red Show. Next Friday, we will be continuing on with Stephen A. versus LeBron. Y'all don't want to miss that. Y'all don't want to miss the Lil Durk album review with MUZIKhittz with Frank Ned. And then we got Kanye and other celebrities. Are they offering off people to get killed? Just like Sauce Walker.
Yeah, that was a sacrifice.
And then we got black impersonators. We've been known that black is wealth, but we got people trying to change the opposite of what Michael Jackson was doing to his skin. Instead of trying to turn white, we got white trying to turn black. And Waka Flocka We got him speaking on whether or not in a life or death situation, you on a boat and everybody is about to die. Who do you save? Do you save yourself? Do you save your wife? Do you save your child? Just a tidbit, he said that the child had to die.
Well, real quick, Hollywood, I just want to tap into KT. KT, with
Yes,
this
sir.
With his DURK album, or with any other celebrities album, you don't think that, and like what did happen with the Sauce Walker stuff, et cetera, you don't think that that was a sacrifice? Because that was his best friend. When you look in any kind of videos when it came to Sauce Walker, Buddy was right there with him. And like me with Hollywood, you with Hollywood, however our relationships are and how they align up. When you look at certain situations and you value that person that you're with as your friend, and he gets murked, and then I come out the next day and be like, oh yeah, this is what Sauce Walker said. Oh yeah, this is the same ish. We do this every day. I was shot 30 times. Oh yeah. He never had any kind of remorse for this guy dying.
And you are, and let me tell you something. We're not even gonna argue on that one, because basically that statement I heard him say today, he basically said he's not retaliating for this. I don't know if he tried to say that to keep the feds off him or he really mean it. Well, basically, homeboy died. That was on him. He like, hey, that was his fault. He should have known better. And
facts.
I don't know if it's a sacrifice, but I know this rap game. These guys are selfish and everybody for themselves.
Facts.
But before y'all hang this show up, I know Hollywood got to go to sleep. They old, 48. But y'all got to please. Music is not my section, but please check out that Starlito Regretful album. Great album. I don't know if y'all know Starlito.
Which one?
He got a new album called Regretful, Starlito.
Starlito?
Yeah, from Nashville. You know Starlito. Him and Don.
Yeah, I know Starlito. He with what's my boy name? Yeah, they had a group together.
Don Tripp, right? Step brother.
Don Tripp. Yeah, there you go.
Don
Tripp.
That's Starlito.
Okay.
Yeah, facts.
You'll like that Starlito.
Yeah. I'm gonna check it out there.
Yes, sir. But other than that, man, everybody stay positive, stay black positive. Man.
I'm not gonna check out the album with the thong nigga though.
No, I understand that, but hey, it's good.
Yeah, keep your thumb.
It's a good album, believe it or not. He got the songs with Kendrick and Future go hard, and Travis.
Kendrick ain't never wear no thong. Future ain't never wear no thong.
No, man, but that's what I'm saying. But we gotta separate the art. Do you not think R. Kelly is the greatest R&B singer of all time?
Absolutely.
But he did some crazy stuff.
R. Kelly never wear no thong though.
Young Thug has.
I don't think
I don't revere Young Thug.
Yeah, he don't talk about Thug too much. I don't revere Thug.
I don't revere Young Thug, but he talking about this guy.
Slim Cat do.
No,
I don't even know the guy's name, but he talking about he got the best album of the year, and this nigga wearing a goddamn sports bra.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. We know the game tricky.
Mental health, KT. Mental health.
Yeah. Miss Evans? Miss Evans?
Yeah, I ain't messing with nobody with no male thong on. It ain't happening.
T.T. Barber used to wear thongs. I said he the best running back.
How many dudes you know that's got a Tiki Barber poster in their room?
Hey, the fact you keep trying to justify why you like that man in that thong is crazy, man. Let it go.
Hey, the Hollywood next week for my segment. You forget my segment, but it's okay. We're gonna talk about Deion Sanders versus Ashanti Samuels. That's been going on all along. That's what they talked about. Ashanti think he's better than Deion. I don't know why. He must be high. But the stats are similar, but I still tell people, a lot of people didn't throw the ball Deion away, so he had to do too much. They tried Ashanti Samuels, and he got lucky and got some interceptions.
So KT, let me just ask this one question.
Let's go.
Back in the Tupac Biggie days,
yes sir.
If Biggie would have found out that Tupac was wearing a thong, you think it would have been a rivalry?
Tupac was in the bathtub. He basically had a thong on in the bathtub.
I didn't ask that.
There you go.
If Tupac would have wore a thong that was visualized, it was in the media. Everybody had a visual on that. No, Tupac never went. Come on, bro. Come on now.
Oh my God!
You're being disingenuous. Tupac never went no thong.
He did. I swear to God. He was humping the.
He was in the bathtub. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He was in the bathtub.
Yeah, he had a bunch of gold jewelry all over
it. But there was no thong.
No, he was wearing a thong with Digital Underground when he was dancing with them on the stage.
You BS.
I'm not lying.
You BS. Tupac ain't never had no goddamn thong on, man. Come on, man. Cut it out.
I swear to God, I'm not lying. He did. He used to hump the blow up down.
Make sure you have a picture for us next time, man.
Exactly. Show me proof. Tupac ain't never had no goddamn thong on, man. Cut it out, man.
He was a ballerina. He did ballet.
But y'all cutting up.
You're right.
DJ,
He was in the
tell
performance school. You're right.
We gonna continue.
The Hollywood Red Show.
My favorite rapper all time for life. And Tupac, Trick Daddy, Rick Ross, and Pastor Troy at baseball.
Well, Ross is AL's favorite rapper, and he was a snitch. So, none of these dudes is above criticism. You know what I'm saying?
And I agree with you with that part. I love Nitty, man. Nitty. I'm surprised you didn't do your Wayne stuff tonight. You didn't finish the second round.
Nah, because Hollywood, who's the producer, he was like, yeah, that's trash. We're not able to play the music, so it's not gonna go that way. So I'm just gonna do the music reviews. I have verses and everything for the DURK album. Because like I say, man, I really like this DURK album. And I'm not a DURK fan. I really like this DURK album, and I'm not a DURK fan. So I employ all of you to go ahead and listen to this DURK album.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check it out between now and next week because I gotta see where the perspective coming from. And fellas, I'm glad there's a lot of convo going on, which leads all our listeners to know that we got a bunch to talk about next week.
Don't forget my sports, man. I get the show shut down.
But let my son ride it out. What you got to tell him, son?
And then next week, it's the Hollywood Red Show.
Y'all already know.
Yes, sir.
It's that Hollywood Red Show. Tune in. Where you going? Tune in. Hey. It's that Hollywood Red Show. It's that Hollywood Red Show. Hey. Tune in. Tune in. Fire. You want to hear something crazy? Like, what?
You're tuned in to the one and only, the Strategize Network, TSN. You're tuned in to the one and only, the Strategize Network, TSN.